Imagine being part of something so raw, so real, that every rule you've ever known just falls away. No more waiting for permission. No more endless hoops or gatekeepers deciding if you're worthy. You know this feeling, that quiet fire inside that says, this system isn't built for me. Where every deal feels like a game rigged to favor others, where access feels like a closed door, and your potential is shoved aside like a dusty ledger nobody wants to check. Maybe you felt it. Frustration from sitting on the sidelines while others call the shots. The sting of knowing your ideas, your capital, and your instincts could spark something huge, if only you weren't stuck in the old playbook. What if that playbook just burned? What if the world of limited partners, the game you thought you had to learn inside and out to even show up, suddenly became permissionless? No lengthy approval processes, no tight-knit clubs guarding the gates. What if your capital, your decisions, your vision could work faster, smarter, and directly, without waiting for nods, approvals, or endless chatter in smoke-filled rooms? Imagine the power that would unlock. That's not fantasy. It's a transformation waiting to explode, and every second you hesitate is a second someone else takes your place on the real frontier. You see, the old way is dying. The safe way of waiting for access, waiting to be invited, waiting for validation, that's just fear dressed up as comfort. It masks a cage. And the worst part? You're paying for comfort when you should be claiming freedom. The truth is, LP capital is trapped under layers of outdated tradition, layers thicker than any will admit. It's a fortress built to protect insiders, to maintain control, to keep innovation bottled up and saleable only on someone else's terms. But the fix isn't at the center of the system. It's on the edge, the raw, untethered edge where the permissionless live and breathe their truths, shake the foundations, and build the future with their own hands. Here's what's impossible to ignore. Every moment you spend fighting the old system is a moment wasted. With every no handed down, with every slow approval, your capital loses power. Your ideas grow cold. But what if capital could flow instantly? What if every limited partner could decide what they believe in, where they put their money, and who they trust, with no gatekeepers in the way? What if the system wasn't a fortress, but a platform, open, transparent, and driven by the raw energy of individuals who refuse to settle? That's the revolution, permissionless LP capital. It tears up the rule book and writes a new one on your own terms. It's not about chaos. It's about potential unleashed. This is where true innovation thrives, where the old economy, slow, bureaucratic, and exclusive, falls away, and the new economy, fast, inclusive, and driven by the individual's vision, takes over. Because here's the thing, progress is never born from the center. It starts with bold moves on the edge, decisions made by those who aren't comfortable, who won't settle, who refuse to live a borrowed life. Imagine the breakthroughs waiting for you when you can act without waiting for approval. Imagine the deals you spot, the genius ideas you fund, the creators you empower, all because you didn't have to jump through hoops, all because you had the freedom to move fast while others still waited. The world isn't going to wait for you to get comfortable. Every second those chains hold you back, those opportunities slip away. What if permissionless meant your capital could back projects anywhere on the planet, instantly, transparently, without convoluted legal gymnastics or gatekeepers? What if you could see real-time impact, real-time growth? What if you were trusted, not by systems, but by your own instincts and by a network of individuals burning with the same drive you have? This is about reclaiming the freedom that was promised but never delivered. Look inside the system today. What do you find? Layers of complexity designed to make you pause, to make you doubt, contracts that bind, regulations that slow, and traditions that choke. Limited partners are caught in a cycle, longing to move fast, but forced to stay slow, yearning to innovate, but handcuffed by decades-old rules. That's not your fault. That's the legacy of a system designed to protect privilege, not unleash potential. But now, the legacy is ending. This new permissionless world doesn't need approvals from faceless committees. It doesn't bow to outdated hierarchies. It's fueled by trust in the individual's wisdom, by transparency in every move, by the courage to break free and create new pathways. It means you decide where your capital goes, not another entity, not another gatekeeper, but you. And that power, it's intoxicating. Now take a moment and imagine what it means to reclaim your sovereignty, to operate on your own terms, to choose collaborations not by who's on the invitation list, but by who shares your fire. This isn't theory, it's a movement, a wave that's rising, urging you to jump in or get swept away. Your instincts are screaming yes because they know something deeper, that freedom is not given, it's taken. That liberation is not handed down from on high, it's seized with action. This isn't comfort, this is transformation. It's messy and bold and absolutely necessary. Because when LP capital becomes permissionless, the power shifts from the few to the many, from the locked doors to the open fields, from the slow grind to the unstoppable charge. And with that shift comes unleashed creativity, unleashed impact, unleashed possibility. For every LP watching this right now, the question isn't if the world is changing. It is. The question is how you show up. Do you chain yourself to the past with promises of safety? Or do you dare to burn those chains and step into a new reality? A reality where your capital is not a tool of control, but an instrument of freedom. A reality where you're not waiting for permission to be powerful, but are powerful because you refuse to wait. This is your moment to stop being processed and start being sovereign. To stop sitting on the sidelines and start making moves that matter. To be patient, yes, but patient with purpose, not inertia. Align yourself with the few who burn as you do, who scorn the rules, who know progress isn't about fitting in, but breaking through. Because make no mistake, permissionless LP capital doesn't just change the way money flows. It changes the way power flows. It changes the way opportunity flows. And that ripples out far beyond the balance sheet. It reignites the dangerous edge of human potential, the edge that refuses to be tamed, that rejects the status quo, that sees beyond what is to what could be. So don't settle for being a pawn in the old system. Don't wait for someone else's hand to move. Claim the power of your capital. Make every dollar a statement. Make every decision a spark. Make your presence a force that calls in the wild, the rare, the unapologetically bold. The world you want is waiting beyond the gates you thought were locked. They never were locked, not really. They were only locked until you decided to own your freedom. Until you decided that permission was never yours to give in the first place. This is the edge. This is the moment. And it's waiting for those who refuse to bend. If that's you, then this is your call to erupt, to act, to become. Because LP capital, permissionless, is not just finance. It's freedom. It's power. It's the future. Raw, burning, unmistakably yours.